Hey, it's Rosemary here. How you doing? Now, a few mornings ago, about 2 a.m., I woke up in Spain, and someone was moving around in the dark. And for a moment, I was cast back in time to the fear, the horror of my youth in Nigeria, when armed robbers would come around the house in the middle of the night. I remember those moments when the night would suddenly be broken up. The silence of the night would be broken up by all of this noise of people trying to push their way into the house through the air conditioning units. So they'd be trying to push through the wall into the house to make their way in. Gunshots would suddenly ring through the night, and we would all wake up and wonder how it was all going to play out this time. Would one of us die? Would we have to listen to my mom wailing and wailing as she was led around like a lamb to slaughter and beaten every time she didn't respond as fast as these armed robbers wanted her to? Would we then have to sit in the dark, in the silence, as we wondered if they'd gone and whether my mom was still alive? All of that flashed through my mind in that one instance after being woken up so abruptly. But then I remembered I was no longer in Nigeria. I was now a mother, and armed robbers had not been a part of my story for a good 20 years or so. And yet it made me think of my children lying asleep in another room, and I had to thank God for how safe they are. And my heart went out to my parents who didn't expect to have to bring their children up in such an environment. And my heart went out to other parents who feel trapped in a situation where their children are unsafe, where they feel, you feel so helpless against this person or whoever who seeks to steal your peace. And it's one thing for them to do it to you, but it's a whole other thing for them to do it to your children. For us to watch our children going through hard stuff while we stand there helpless to change things, it's just terrible. And yet it's the reality for many people around the world, maybe even you. Maybe you feel helpless against the onslaught of government policy changes and you see poverty coming into your home and you feel unable to change anything. Maybe it's that you live in an environment that you can afford, but it's not safe and the shady characters that your children are exposed to scare you. And maybe you don't look like you struggle, but there's a quiet hopelessness that sometimes takes you over as you consider how far you feel from your dreams of changing lives and creating enough wealth to have choice and to be free. I've definitely come a long way from my childhood, but I remember what it was to seem lucky but feel poor. Looking from the outside in, we looked okay. We looked like we had it all going on. But on the inside, there was fear. There was no money. My father, who had been the breadwinner, was now paraplegic. His neck broken or his spinal cord broken. No movement from his neck down. And sometimes we had to look after him. I must admit I was kind of selfish to do it all the time, whereas my older sister did have to take on these responsibilities way before she was ready for them. And I literally preferred to be away at university or college than to be at home because I was just so fearful that the nights were really not that safe. And I might die before I even get to live. And though I refuse to stay stuck in those memories, they are definitely a part of the reason that I'm so passionate about this work that I do. This work of empowering those that will see and listen and do the work. Financial independence, prosperity, abundance, it's not a respecter of persons, it is simply your birthright. If you will break free of fear and do the work despite the fear, you will win. It is that simple. And you already know it because Spirit has been whispering inside of you forever that there is more to your life than just this silent struggle. But you keep spending all your available time and money in maintaining your current existence of life or experience of life, as though doing the same things will ever result in something different. It just seems like wisdom, but it's not. Because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean you have to. Yes, you can deliberately design a prosperous life. It is, in fact, your birthright. Yes, you can live life on purpose and follow your calling and make money while doing it. No, you no longer have to live in fear. No, you no longer have to settle for looking good while feeling bad on the inside. Yes, you can live life the way you want to live it. Yes, you can create a fulfilling existence and change the trajectory of your life, your children's lives and their children's lives and so on for many, many generations just because you woke up and decided enough. This is all about you, and it's also not just about you. This is about you becoming the leader you see in your mind's eye. This is about you stepping out of the mire and deciding to change things. This is about being the one who doesn't simply talk about being a history maker, but you become a history maker. You decide that your current difficulties are temporary and that you are creating a more permanently prosperous existence. You decide to win. You partner with Spirit and you make it so. No more talking, begging, pleading with the heavens and then doing nothing to follow those intuitive nudges. No, you become an action taker who changes everything. You're born for more and you refuse to settle for less. And so you create it all. It really is your destiny to be more, to do more, and to have more. But you have to claim it. Will you? Now is the time to deliberately design the life you're born to live, and I can help you create those purpose-driven profits online. Let's talk, you and I. And I will give you the next step to taking what you are, what you know, and turning it into profits online. Apply for a free consultation right now at rosemarinoninight.com/freedom session. It's time. It's time. It is time.